Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 18th episode of Panopunks. The series can
Hello.
now drive a car.
That's right. Oh, drive a car.
Well,
Can,
I
it can
guess you
do
drive
so
a
many
car at
things.
16.
You could do that. Yeah, I drove a car when I was 16. I got my driver's permit.
Sure. I am Veni Kojo, the Stoker. I'm a bounty hunter who likes Miles Morales.
And I'm Hikaru Hiroki, the Cosmic Oni. I love all sorts of superheroes. I love Supergirl. She's awesome. She's one of my new favorites
I
I've been
guess
reading
I
about.
guess you're gonna talk about the movie.
Yeah, I
I
have
still haven't
thoughts on the
seen it. I
movie.
need
You,
to on digital maybe because it's not good.
yeah. Well, you heard that from me.
Well, we're gonna do something a little different this week where it seems like I'm covering most Marvel, you're covering most DC
Yeah,
this week.
I think
So,
that's kind of like an interesting thing, honestly, because I am more of a DC head than anything.
but let's go into Amazing Spider-Man number 32.
Number
So
32.
this cover, it says it features a backup story celebrating Disability Pride Month, and it led to fucking nothing. It had
Does it actually
nothing to do
celebrate
with
like
Spider-Man.
disabilities?
You know what it had in it? Misty Knight, Daredevil, and like some other person.
Oh
And
yeah,
it was
they were gonna do some kind of comic that had all those people in it.
a backdoor pilot for a storyline in Uncanny X-Men, so it had nothing to do with Spider-Man.
That is very weird.
Like, I thought it'd be like, oh, Spider-Man and Daredevil doing an adventure. Because, Daredevil technically has a disability.
Hmm.
Uh, but this wraps up the whole Cormac thing where they just get out of the apartment. They're like, oh, does she know about you being Spider-Man? And Peter's like, no, I'd rather keep it that way. And they're like, okay,
So
you're
he
good
knows he's
then.
Spider-Man. What?
Yes, he knows.
Oh, okay.
So,
Weird. Interesting.
so they shake hands. He's like, okay, I promise I won't tell anyone. And Peter's like, hey, I'm gonna go vent out my frustration by beating up the vulture in that auction thing. Um and he just beats up everyone. Tombstone's like pissed and everything. And he's doing
Hmm.
it for the gloves, the shocker gloves.
Yeah, that was a real last issue, right?
So he has all sorts of feelings in his brain right now of the whole like that thing and him falling over with the alien chick, and they bury the gauntlets, or at least Tombstone does. They get rid of them basically.
Oh, okay.
Uh, that's basically it. It was not terribly dense with plot, but I enjoyed it. I
Did
like
they not explain how like Cormac was like taken away or something? Like
no.
they still haven't. They still
No,
haven't
they
said
still
anything?
haven't said anything about that.
That okay? If they don't ever touch on that, that means that this is going to be like one of the worst things ever.
I will say, when I was reading another comic, I saw it there. I think the main story is going to feature some guy named the Ravager. No idea what that is. Sounds familiar though. Uh, it could be one of the backups. It could be the main story. I don't know, but
Hmm.
they're really teasing. It's like this is the biggest Spider-Man story in history, and it's like, unless you're reversing the marriage, unless Peter Parker punches Mephisto in the
Yeah,
face, I don't think it's gonna be that important.
I think other people also, and myself, have pointed this out that a secret sibling thing has already happened, and it wasn't. It like, it was more exciting when Chip Zdarsky like was writing it because it's like, oh, Peter has a secret twin sister, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, Peter's not alone. We're doing the secret family thing again,
What happened to the
where
sister?
she's a secret agent, so she's not around. She works for Shield, so
It's
she's
really
like not
funny.
yeah, she's not like a mainstay character for the Spider-Man books, but she shows up every now and then. She showed
Right.
up in the Nick Spencer run, for like a few issues.
But yeah,
But
I thought it was pretty good. It's just I was kind of hoping a little more like Cormac backstory, because that's like
yeah,
the
like
more
actual like development, but it sounds like they're just like stretching it.
yes. I thought that was gonna be like the more like important thing, but I guess not.
Weird. It feels like they're prolonging shit and like making people want to read the book to like
I don't know. I
like it's like here it is, but we'll only say one thing about it for every issue and not reveal everything. And it's like, God damn it, come
yeah,
on.
I didn't think that this issue was Incredibles cover for Fantastic Four. Look at this. Look
That's
at this.
right.
Isn't
You
this
do
so
have the
cool?
Incredibles. It honestly, that's such like a cool variant for that.
I got two of them.
You got
I
two?
special
Oh, yeah,
ordered
you did.
these. I got the Fantastic Four one and another Pixar one.
That's right.
This was really funny. This Fantastic Four issue was really funny. Basically, Sue and Johnny get the idea to pretend to be Ghost Rider to scare the shit out of all of their like bad guys, out of their enemies. And they get
Oh my
to
God.
the wizard. And it was like, okay, stare at me with your pen and stare. Come on. I'm ready for it. And they're
Oh,
like,
no.
we can't do that. And he's like, I knew it was you. And he like pulls on like the lip of Ghost Rider, because like it's Johnny. And he's like, I can feel your mustache. I know it's you. So he kidnaps them and was going to live execute them on a live stream. And there's a very funny panel where I gotta fucking find it. Hold on. Sorry, I gotta flip through this.
Gotta find the moment, guys.
Yes. Yeah. So. So he's like, oh, I want your final humiliation to be both public and undeniable, as I was educating you all, chat.
That's so funny. Like especially for us because we're freaking streamers.
Yes. But they get saved by seems to be the real Ghost Rider, but that turns out to
cool.
be a different guy who was the rest of the Fantastic Four and the kids. And they're like, oh, dear, thank you for saving us. And, you know, they go in the Fantastic car and they're on the highway. And then the actual real Ghost Rider shows up. And he's like,
God.
oh, shit. And he just does the I got my eyes on you, like, gesture. And he's like, okay, we're good now, right? And he just stares at him. And he just drives away.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Have you ever seen the Fantastic Four cartoon, like the one that was coming around during like the 90s with like X-Men 97 and Spider-Man?
Oh,
uh,
no.
there is literally like an episode where Galactus is like attacking and he just drives up to Galactus and Pennant stares him and then drives away. It's so great.
But I think it was a really fun issue. They have a new artist, at least for this issue, so it's not I'm forgetting Humphreys or something.
Oh, Humberto Ramos.
Humberto Ramos.
Or Ramos.
I don't like his art, but this person's art,
It's an acquired taste.
it's pretty
for
good.
Sure.
I know next Fantastic Four issue is gonna be dealing with like all of Fantastic Four being like mind controlled by code or something. I remember
What?
I remember a few months ago. No, not that code. Face your sin.
You're gonna be so lost with you saying that.
Common Writer Zets, please watch it. Thanks.
Taking Veni on a journey of watching a bunch of Kamen Rider Zets, and she's fallen in love with.
I
it as much
bought
as
my
have.
first driver.
You
I
did.
got it. We're gonna go on a tangent for a second. Fantastic Four is good. I bought a driver, a Common Rider driver, and it was the. I want to show this because it's technically Kamen Rider's manga. It counts. Fuck you.
It did actually start off as a manga. It's true. It came from a comic book.
I think it was Breakum Dawn. Yeah,
Breakum Dawn.
it's the Breakum Dawn. I really want to show this because this is like the coolest fucking shit. So I like swords, and this is a sword, right? So here, let me like screen share my OBS with you really quick. If I can, there it is. Just so you can see like what I'm showing right now. So
Yeah.
So this sword, right? So this is a Kamen Rider driver. And the gimmick of this series is that you get little like gachapon things called capsims. You put it in the thing, you spin it, it gives you a power. And this guy's power is Punish. It's got a little dragon in it, right? And when you turn on the driver, it goes, face your sins! Face your sins! And how you activate your Haitian, or your transform, is you detach the swords, making it 2 swords!
It's pretty freaking cool.
That's just the coolest shit. And so I'm like, okay, I want to buy this. So I go on this website called Tokuleptables, and it's not on there. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, okay, what if I get it on eBay? There are some listings on eBay, so I bought one. It'll come in soon. If I like how it plays and I want to get more capsims, I'm going to get the plasma capsim, and that'll be good.
Hell yeah.
It really makes you feel like you're like Sieg fighting the invincible agent, invincible Iron Man. So look at this cover. Isn't this a cool cover?
It is very cool. I
It's
like
Wally on it.
Like
Isn't that cool? It's
Wally.
the homage is Invincible Iron Man 76, I think. It's very cool. I like it. I got a lot more Pixar
I just
variants.
know that it's cover.
But this issue starts off with a dream sequence. He's having dinner with this girl, and the girl becomes Madame Mask, and he's like, "Ah, fuck!" And he wakes up, and he's like, really on the nose, subconscious," and he's like, sort of tired. This issue has War Machine in it.
Let's go, Rhodey. Is he back to life?
Yeah.
I remember him dying a bit ago, like at the start of Civil War 2.
He's still alive.
Okay. I remember he died a while back, and I didn't remember if they revived him or not.
So this is about his like school or whatever. Like he has a little like class of like little students,
that's right.
And
they
are building this project that's like this little red orb, and what it does is it sucks in all of the like scrap metal for like big battles, so that way it can clean up really fast. And they make cells like damage control like help clean up like, you know, big battles and stuff. And it becomes a monster, and it tries to suck in Iron Man and War Machine. And like, oh fuck, we're not scrap metal. And Rhodes is like, okay, I'm gonna destroy the orb. So he does. And they're flying up in the sky, and Rhodes like, I know what you're doing. You do this place far away so no one can fucking catch you. Like, you're doing some bad shit. And Iron Man's like, okay, well, if you really want me to be on the up and up, then just come with me. You can help out with this place. Keep me on the good, and you can help me out. And also we can find Madame Mask too, because that's the whole point. And he's like, okay, fine. We find out Adam is working with Madame Mask. He has like a little thing on his. He has a little thing on his like head, because I guess he's alive or something. But he wants it out for Tony, I guess.
Yeah, remember they
Um,
revealed he was alive at the end of the last issue, like issue 5, and he was like, "I'm actually in charge now, and I'm the leader of AIM."
yeah. So they're like, he like shows them like some robots he made, and like, um, Adam's like, oh, I know. I'm gonna get provide a distraction to keep Mr. Stark busy, but not just any old AIM mercenary. We need someone who will get under his skin, someone with an axe to grind. And off panel, someone says, "How about instead of an axe, I use a whip?" And Whiplash.
And Nene.
And I'm not sure if this is the reveal of Citizen V or not. I feel like it is because they say that it's someone that wants revenge on Tony. We know Citizen V wants revenge on Tony, so I think it's probably safe to say this could be identity. It could be Citizen V. You won't know until the next issue though if like this is actually him. Maybe he shows up later and it's a different guy. I don't know, but
Yeah.
the fact that it's Whiplash, like I get it. I saw Iron Man 2, but at the same time.
Whiplash is not an entirely exciting character, in my opinion. He's just very kind of like, oh, he's here. He just wants to fight Tony.
Yes. But I thought it was pretty good. I always like reading Iron Man issues. Yeah, what else do we have? Oh no, we have Deadpool.
You gotta talk about Deadpool. You
This
your
issue
feelings
is kind of Here's
There's a
what
lot of Deadpool.
I don't even need to flip through the issue. I can just tell you what happens. A clone of Deadpool as a pizza delivery guy shows up, tries to kill Deadpool, and he's like, "Oh fuck, they're out to kill me. What the hell is this?" So he goes to a subway station to meet a hot dog vendor, and he's like, "Hey, is this one of your guys?" And he's like, "Oh no, but I know someone who looks like you. They're in the subway station. There's a bunch of them." So he goes down to the subway station, like this really decrepit area. And there's a bunch of like Deadpool dolls like hanging on rope and stuff. And it's a bunch of creepy mutant Deadpools, little clones. Like, oh god, what the fuck is this? Kills a bunch of them. And he's like, wait a second. Are they what happens when I detach like a limb or body part or a finger, and like is it like separate body parts of Deadpool? Like, let's say Deadpool gets his like arm chopped off by like an enemy, right? What happens to that arm? I guess it becomes a Badpool or something. And so the end of the issue, he cuts off his finger, he puts it on the ground, and it mutates into a little Wade. That's it.
Okay, so he's Lobo.
Is that Lobo's power?
Lobo has had that storyline before, where a bunch of his detached parts just grew into like separate versions of him, and they were basically like his children, and he like fought them. But also, they've done this story before with Deadpool in the fact that there was a Deadpool out there that was just stitched parts of him like together. So like he was a severed head, he was a severed arm, and he was like the main antagonist of one of the he was the main antagonist of Deadpool versus Deadpool is what it was.
Huh.
So they've kind of done this before, but I'm like, oh, because that's where I originally thought the idea was. But then you said they were clones, and I was like, oh, they actually cloned them. But then you confirmed it's just the body.
It's just the body parts, which is so boring.
Yeah, because like I said, they've done it before.
I'm gonna give this series like a couple more. I'm gonna see if it gets to 11, right? If it gets to 11, I will be so shocked because it's not progressing his character. It's just wacky adventures, which is like sure, but I want something that like really feels like it's important.
Yeah,
like, the Cody Ziegler stuff was really cool because he was progressing his character and his relationship with Ellie. And they
done anything with Ellie, right? Like,
they seemingly killed her off, which I kind of doubt it. They're gonna bring her back somehow, but like something's gotta happen in this, right?
Yeah, if it's been like lingering where like nothing really has happened the last few issues, like the whole blind owl like having powers or whatever, or having premonitions is like a boring idea, and then this is like another boring idea because it's happened before, in my opinion.
The
I'm just
House
like,
of Ideas is retreading old shit. Okay, cool.
yeah,
Sure,
that seems
fine.
well. I mean, I'm not covering this book, but they're doing this in the Wolverine book again. They took his healing factor away, and they took his adamantium, which
Huh?
has happened before, which has happened like 2 to 3 times before, where he doesn't have his healing factor, or he doesn't have his like adamantium.
They took
He
both
doesn't have
away?
either. Yeah, this time they took both away, and now he has a really stupid look where when he pops his claws out on one side, like the bone claws are like broke, so they don't heal. So like on one side it's just like broken bone claws, and I'm like, that's so stupid
That's
looking.
stupid, yeah. It makes you wonder, like, what if they made this better? What
Yeah.
if Secret Wars?
Number 1.
It's the only one, but come on. This was kind of stupid. I
As
know
most of these what if
I
books
I
are.
know it's maybe one of your favorite authors or whatever, but
He wrote the Cyclops book.
this
The miniseries.
book was so dumb. I can also recount this looking at the fucking comic because okay, here's the deal. So, instead of Miles giving the sandwich to Molecule Man, it was Peter who did it. It was like a pork roast belly something. And Secret Wars happened, and the universe was remade into 1610 again. And so Peter's like, oh, I'm just this little guy in this world of weirdos and blah blah blah. Like, I'm the only one left in my universe. And he meets with Nick Fury, who's like, okay, we can't bring you back. Like, the portal's destroyed. We're not bringing you back. So you're kind of stuck here. And he's like, well, I don't want to be Spider-Man anymore. So he becomes the Scarlet Spider, agent for S.H.I.E.L.D. And he goes on this mission to, like, infiltrate a Hydra base. And Hulk shows up and just kills a guy. And he's like, dude, what the fuck? This is a world of murderers. And so he gets really ill. And he finds out that his spider bite is radiation poisoning in their universe. So he's going to die in a few weeks. And he has this diagnosis by Bruce Banner. And Bruce is like, hey, or he's like, hey, Bruce, you remember that guy you killed? And he's like, yes, perfectly. And he's like, huh? So he wants to find a portal, right? He wants to find a portal to go home. So all of the guys from the end of the Ultimate Spider-Man book, which is like Iceman, Bobby, he even has his bandana, Kitty Pryde, Miles, like all of those guys show up and they're like, hey, we knew Peter from this universe, and so the Peter from your universe is family too. We're gonna help you find that portal. We're gonna get you out of here. And he's like, okay. So they find this like portal thing. It's like a little like a lightning bolt, and like the Fantastic Four are like, don't do it, Peter. Don't fucking do it. It's a window. It's not a door. He'll be waiting for you. And I was like, that's the Maker. Yeah, okay. So Peter's like, no, I gotta go in. I gotta go home. And all the other X-Men and Miles like, okay, we're stopping them. Go in. And he goes in, and it's a barren wasteland, and the Maker's there. And Peter's like, hey, what the fuck is this? And the Maker's like, oh, hey, your universe is dead. I'm trying to recreate other universes. Like, I'm trying to create my perfect universe, but you're not exactly helping. So get the fuck out of here. So he pushes him back in the portal, and Peter's like all mopey, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna die, and blah blah blah. I'll go to the one person that I trust. A person I've never met, Ben Urich from Daily Bugle. I don't think there's a Ben Urich character in the 616 universe, the main universe. I
There
think it's.
is.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, he's literally like a reporter that has worked with Daredevil before.
Oh, okay. But is he like a Spider-Man main character? Like it
No,
is in the Ultimate?
he's just a really good friend to Daredevil.
Okay. So he's like, okay, I need you to help save the world, and we're gonna do stuff. And I'm gonna die in a few weeks, but it's up to you. And so, let me get like the full list of people. So like, Ben Urich goes in like an alleyway, and they're like, oh, you're the reporter? Okay, we'll let you in. And it is consisting of Jean Grey, Storm, Colossus, the Ice Queen, White Witch, what the fuck's her name? The
Emma Frost.
Emma Frost, Blade, maybe, and some other dudes, some mutants, basically.
A lot of
And
mutants.
their logo is the new Ultimate Universe logo. You know, the U with the star in the middle.
Uh huh.
That's it. What the fuck was
Yeah.
that? That amounted to nothing.
I mean, it led to something more hopeful than the X-Men What If I read, where everybody just dies.
Everybody
and the world
dies, the
is,
world
is
destroyed.
Yeah, which is better, but at the same time, it's like, why does it always have to be some like depressing shit in these What If books?
Yeah.
You know what's not depressing though? DC
Sonic.
and Sonic, the Metal Legion #3.
But yeah,
This
I thought the
book
book was
is
I thought the
just-
book was fine. But this book, I was
It's
really
so much
wanting
fun.
some like good fun shit because I think this was after I read like Absolute Martian Manhunter, and I'm like, this is too dense. I need something fun, and this was like such a
Yeah.
good light read for me.
It helps that the art is just fucking amazing. Like that first page where it's like Batgirl and I think their name is Tangle.
Yes,
Like that's just awesome. The book. Can you hear my dogs barking?
a little bit, but go on.
Okay. Just let me know if it gets to be
Okay,
annoying.
go on.
But anyways, we start off with like a cool splash page of that, with Batgirl and Tangle, and then we see Eggman and Lex celebrating with the rest of the Legion of Doom, and they're like, "We got him. We put him in the void. It's awesome." And it's just so funny that they're all wearing the party hats. Like, Black Manta has two on each side of his helmet that I recognize. It's very funny. And like, Lex is like, "Oh, it's good working with you, Eggman, but actually you're not useful to us anymore." So they just like decide to like start attacking him, and he's like, "I didn't want to do this, but here's my Metal Legion. Now attack them." And then he also is like, "I control this whole entire base, cause guess what? I set up this sweet piece of ass called Rouge the Bat, and you banged her, Lex Luthor." And Lex's face is like, "Oh, he actually one-upped me. What the hell?" So they start fighting. Meanwhile, the Justice League is just like sitting in the void space, and they're just like, I guess we'll just wait to find like an opportunity to attack them whenever we get a chance." And luckily, we have like our other team set up, and you have like this scene of Catwoman and Rouge debriefing the other team, which is Supergirl, Cream. You have Big the Cat. You have Aquaman. You got Blaze and Starfire, and Crypto and Cheese. So you have that whole entire team like set up to fight if they need to. But then we get a cool splash page of like Legion of Doom fighting their metal version counterparts. It's awesome.
She looks
the art
fucking
is
insane
fantastic.
in these. She looks
It's
so crazy.
so much. Like,
Her eyes are
Legion-
like she wants to kill things.
oh yeah, Cheetah. Like she just looks so like insane. And then Eggman is like, "Ha! If you guys are gonna try to call for backup, guess what? I'm sending us into space." And he has like this little brace thing that goes over the base that like makes it even more powerful. And he's like, "It's all mine now." And then Lex and the Legion of Doom go to retreat. There's this great scene with Gizmo, and he's like, "Ha, I guess he like got one up on you." And then Lex just slams him into the wall. He's like, "He made a few good moves on me, but we'll get our base back." So they go to use Lex Egg. They go to some base in the Sonic world. It's like an underwater base, And then Lex is like, you know what? Fuck them. I'm gonna like open up a portal that'll get the Justice League to fight them. So then there's an awesome spread page of the Justice League and the Sonic characters like running in,
A lot of
going to
splash
fight
pages
them,
in this.
which I'm okay with. Like it's just so cool to see like big awesome moments in this, which is like that's kind of what like crossovers.
Oh, I just realized something. The Black Manta robot in this has the Metal Sonic Circle chest plate.
He really does. Like I was
That's
looking
so
at him.
cool.
It's really cool. Like that last scene is just like Eggman like fully initiating like his Lex suit as well. Like he has a bunch of weapons on it. And he's like, "Let's go, let's tussle," and that's where like the issue ends. And I can't wait.
Every issue of this fucking crossover is so
it's
good.
really good. The last one was really good. I'm telling you, they're going to make another one to like round off a trilogy, and I'm okay with that. That's
I
like
would
when
like
they did,
that. In fact, I'd like DCX Sonic forever.
Oh my god, that would be a good title for the. Well, I always had a problem with Batman Forever because it's like there's 4 movies. Why did we name the third one Forever? Because you could have had like
You could have had forever.
Exactly, and Batman and Robin. It's so weird that it's the last one to me.
The last one of that universe, technically.
Yeah,
because it's a different actor, but like the continuity's sort of the same.
Okay.
It's
so
a little strange.
I always thought, and this is a weird tangent to go off on, but this I guess it's interesting to talk about. I always thought the Tim Burton movies were part of the Joel Schumacher movies, but they're not. So Batman Forever and Batman and Robin are different movies, but like at the same time they carry on elements that happened in the other movies. So I'm like, what? But apparently they were supposed to be different movies.
Yeah.
I always see that as like those are 4 movies connected, but I guess they're not. So that's all to say.
Well, Joker, in Tim Burton Batman movie, Joker
he
died.
survive.
He did not survive. But you know who survives?
Supergirl.
Supergirl
survived. Number 2. I did not see where it was going at all. So you see the front cover, you see Lobo.
Zombies.
Because they're trying.
Oh, it's Lobo.
Those are Lobos. Those are Zarnians. So like the Zarnians are still alive. Lobo hasn't killed them all. In this issue, it opens up. They're at like this station. Her and Kal are. It's 158 days since Krypton exploded, and they're just trying to get away to go to Earth because that's where they were supposed to go. And some guy starts following them. Flashback to A-Day is what they're referring it to. And the last issue closed off on like something was sneaking up on Kara, and it was like this huge-looking mutated orc thing on the moon, and it's about to attack her, and she's shooting it, and a green ray hits it, and we get to see just a whole corps of different lanterns all together.
Nice.
So apparently in this universe, all the lanterns are united. So you have Abin Sur, the Green Lantern, and you have like all these other ones. Apparently, the Orange Lantern is a squirrel, so I think it's Chip.
It's not Larfleeze.
No, it's not Larfleeze. And the alien that is like the Sinestro Corps, the Fear one, he kind of looks like Etrigan, like Raven's father.
Oh.
So it's really cool. It's really interesting. Like you see all these characters. They show up, they save her though, and they're like, "We're sorry, we couldn't save your planet. Like, it was too late, and it's sorry that like this happened because it was self-inflicted. Like, all this shit happened because of like Krypton itself." And the Blue Lantern's like, "There is no hope that left behind except," and he like looks at Kara, and then we get a flashback to them trying to get on a train. They miss it. And she's like, "Sir, can you please help us? We were supposed to get on that train, but like, it passed by and we missed our chance." And she's talking to this guy, and she's like, "We're refugees from Krypton." He's like, "You don't say." And it reveals that he is a Zarnian, and he looks like Lobo. So he takes her, and he's like, "I'll show you the way." She doesn't know any better, so she doesn't know that these are bad guys. So he takes them. And then we cut to Oa, and Oa is like filled with all different colors, like a bunch of different colors on it from different spectrums. We get to see the Guardians. The Guardians are huge. They're like giants sitting in their chairs, and they're like talking about what happened and everything. And apparently there's some kind of conflict with New Genesis, so there's stuff with the New Gods. And what happened was like one of the Yellow Lanterns like, if we could only do it like this way, and they're like, you can't do it that way. We're not supposed to like govern over like these planets. We're only supposed to like help out and then leave. Which is like, oh,
That's hilarious.
okay. So then, him and Abinster are talking to the Yellow Lantern and him, and he's like, "What? I need to be better. I need to do stuff like that." He's like, "Well, keep giving them shit. Honestly, like I don't care." And then they get a message from a robot talking about a tip about the Zarnians, like where they're at. They don't know that they have Kara and Cal yet,
Right.
so it cuts back to them, and then there's more Zarnians with that guy because they were also following him. Then they get him in a ship, and one of the Zarnians is about ready to throw Cal back there. And he's like, "Don't do that. That's a baby. Like, you can't kill the baby. We need him for like stuff." Because apparently they're gonna like sell them off and like use their blood and all these other things because it's really expensive. So they start driving to this planet to meet up with Lobo, the actual Lobo. He's there, and
But he's
they
a
meet
bad
up
guy.
with him. Yes, he's a bad guy. He's it's all like a Western setting too. Like it's on this Western planet.
Oh, that's why the
and-
guy in the back has a cowboy hat.
It's very interesting.
Okay.
So they get there, and they start trying to like unload Kara, and Kara like immediately comes out, hits him like one of them in the face with like this metal pipe, and he's like, "Oh, my face!" She hits him again, grabs her laser gun that she had, starts shooting at them, gets Cal back, and then Lobo's like, "I like the moxie, but you're really not gonna survive out here by yourself. Like, if you go out, like everybody, like the locals are gonna come out and start like attacking you. But if you come with us, you're still kind of fucked. So like, which way would you rather this go?" And then the lanterns show up, start attacking. We got the green lantern, we got the red lantern, we got the blue lantern, we got the yellow lantern there. So not all the lanterns are there, only some of them. So they were after these guys, and he's like, "Lobo, give up now, or we're taking you in." And then things go south. They don't they don't go willingly, so they start to have like a firefight, and it's just like all out chaos between the Zarnians and the lanterns, and it ends up with the blue lantern dying. He gets his head like smashed in
Jesus.
by one of the Zarnians, and his ring comes off. And then the red lantern's like, "You sick freaks! You killed one of my brothers!" And he starts like attacking them. He goes like all out, and it causes like a huge like explosion. And they think they killed Kara and Cal. And the yellow lantern is like, "Wait a minute, guys, look." And Kara has the blue lantern ring on.
Hell yeah! Good shit.
And that's how the issue ends. She's like, "Are we under arrest?" and she's got like a little bubble over Cal, and he's like, "Lethal," because they were saying something about like lethal force, and he just kept saying lethal. So I did not see that this was where the book was going, that she would become a blue lantern. I thought it was all going to be about like surviving in the wilderness and stuff like that. So it's very different from where I thought it was going to go.
That's really cool. That's really neat.
Yeah. Martian Manhunter.
You know what's
Absolute
also
Martian
neat?
Manhunter. Absolute Martian Manhunter.
This issue was
What's
so strange.
There's so much that goes on in this issue. We pick up with John. He's in this church for a funeral. He looks in the coffin. Sparrow's like, "Oh, look who it is." We don't get to see it yet. We assume that maybe it's John, because he's like, "You know who it is. You know who's dying." We see like his son Tyler is still partying with all the different like sins. His wife is like just trying to understand what is going on. She can finally see Despair Zero, and the Martian like he links them together, him and his wife, and she starts to finally like understand. And he actually starts to understand his wife better too, because John had to like they had separated and they had like so much problems in like the previous issues. Um, it's shown who's in the coffin. It is his son Tyler, because we assume that he technically died and the White Lantern took him over.
The White
Um,
Martian.
yeah, did I say Lantern? Sorry, I meant Martian. Um, John sees like Darkseid. He's like, this whole universe, like basically our god, like hates us, and like everything is like based around hate. And the Martian's like, let me just shoot you with some like Martian powers and make you like appreciate things a little bit more. We get to see like him being born, and then we get to see like Bridget's experience with her parents being like the worst of people. And this comic does touch upon a suicide attempt, because it shows her cutting herself. This issue actually opens up with like, hey, if you're harming yourself or you feel like you're gonna commit suicide, please call like all these numbers or these like websites, like, which is great. Like
Right,
I love the
this is
fact
my
that
variant cover.
it's good variant cover. Um, but then they they explain how they met, him and Bridget, and then there's also like cutaways to the other absolute characters. So we see
That's
Batman,
Batman.
we see Superman, we see Wonder Woman.
Yeah, later in the
We
issue
get
though.
yeah. We see what happened to John's dad. He was dying, and he's like, "Dad, I became a part of like uh, the bureau. I'm gonna be a good guy. I'm part of the FBI, and you're gonna be a grandpa." And he thought that his dad was gonna live long enough to see his kid or hold him for like a little bit, but he died beforehand. There's like a short part here where it explains like how much Bridget went through as like a parent, like taking care of Tyler.
It seems like
And
Tyler has some sort of autism or
I think
neurodivergency,
so, because
and he
they
really
talk about how he
likes
doesn't talk.
he really likes art therapy. He likes making little clay dolls, and we see the
Yeah.
Green Martian in there.
Yeah. So like it's explaining that like how we got to the situation of like everything here, because we knew certain things, but I think this explains like so much more of like John does not understand his child, and he's trying his best, because it's like he is thrust into this world of like, I am dealing with a situation I've never dealt with before. You know, if you are a person that's never dealt with like somebody who is under special conditions, like they have autism and stuff like that, like I'm one of those people. I've never grown up around people like that, and then when I'm around them, it's like you don't know how to act at first. So that's kind of what we're getting explained to in this book. Is like John's like, I don't know how to do this, and it's like even harder for him because it's his kid.
Yeah.
So we see like even more destruction around the world. Like the reality is literally like cracking, and the green Martian is like trying to keep it together, while the Sparrow and like all of like Tyler's different sins and stuff like that are destroying the world. People are dying literally from like this big conga line that they're doing.
They die of exhaustion.
It's crazy. They explain that they moved to Middleton because they wanted to help Tyler. Like everything that they're doing is to like help their son and understand him better. And John is like also, again, he's understanding like the situation of like how much that Bridget went through. Like she was literally like having to deal with his craziness while also dealing with her child, and she's like, what the fuck is going on? Like I don't understand you. And all while this is happening, she's starting to understand him better, and he's starting to understand her better. And he's like, I failed. Like I failed our child. Like I wasn't a good father in the end. I can't believe it. He's dead. And she's like, no, he's not dead. Like look. And he like unlocks full consciousness. Like the art style changes to like they're just purely white. The background's yellow, and he has like so much more power now. And he's just like, Spare Zero, be gone.
Yeah, but
He's
it
just,
but
like,
it also says
fully
like
racism.
despair is like a transitory state for like better
Yeah.
things to come, and that despair isn't the end. It's something better, and like he disappears.
Mm-hmm. And like this whole thing is to say that, like the Martians, Despair Zero or the green one, they take metaphors like so weirdly, and he's like they're not literal though. Like so Tyler dying wasn't actually him dying. What it was is that it means it's like a transformation.
It's like him being
Because
reborn.
yeah. So he's like, my son didn't die. He's just going through a change, and that's what was going on. And he starts to finally understand Tyler, and he's like building stuff with him, with the clay. And he gives him a little fist bump, and he's like, "Who needs hugs, right?" And it's great. And we get to see like that big ball of white getting taken over by like all the colors, and then it dissipates, and Darkseid's like in the background, like, "What the fuck?" And then we just see the aftermath of everything, because he finally like took care of the problem. He took care of the white Martian. He finally bonded with his son, and he's gotten stuff like figured out with his wife. So like everything's a little bit better. We see that like the United States people are like,
The
we need to keep an
what is
eye
it really
out
called? The,
for
the the agency or something?
yeah, like I think that's what they're called.
And is
But
Uncle Sam a bird?
think so. I think this is supposed to be the president, like, for this. But then
And I like how they're like, oh, what's the illegal alien up to now? But they're literally talking about an alien. They're talking about a Martian.
yeah.
I think that's
Also,
kind of
I
funny.
just noticed this. He opened up his own private detective agency. He left the
Yes.
bureau and he's like, "Hey, like I'm gonna be like my own thing." So we see him going to grab some flowers, and there's this guy there, and it was one of the guys he used to work with in the FBI, and he has opened up a flower shop, and he's like, "I'm happier now. This is the city of second chances, right?" He's like, I hope so. Good to see you, Mayweather. He's like, you too, John. That'll be $30 for flowers. So at the very end, it talks about how sure there's going to be like cracks, but through every crack, the green will shoot up throughout it. There will always be
Yeah,
like
when there's
kindness.
despair, there will be hope afterward, basically.
And at the very end, he goes to visit his ex-wife and his kid, and he's like, I hope I get a second chance. Like, this is my second time to like be a dad, and this is time for me to actually, fix my mistakes. And we see like Tyler is like not taking over. He's smiling, and we just see the back of his wife's head with like the ding dong like automatopoeia on it. So I'm very happy with how this ended. It's like, oh, like this was all about some guy who made mistakes. Um, Lots of things about emotions and people trusting each other, losing like sight of who they are, and then coming back to realize who they are and having love and understanding at the end. So I was telling you I'll probably have to read all of it in one go again, just because reading it month by month, there's like big spaces in it, so it's like
Yeah,
maybe
I
it'll
feel
feel
like if you
better
read it
when you
all
read it
in
all
one,
together.
like, volume or an omnibus or all of your issues combined, I think it'll form a big picture. But individually, it's
It's
like,
still really good.
yeah, it's good. I just don't get half of what's going on.
It's a lot of like metaphysical, and like this turns into this, like happiness turns into a frown, and it turns upside down into black hole. And it's like, okay, there's a lot of like this sounds like this and this and this. Sometimes it just needs to be straightforward, and I think that's why we enjoyed Meta Legion as well, because it was like, oh, it's more simple than
It's
this. Like,
fun and simple, basically.
yeah. So I still think that Martian Manhunter is really good. I'd say that it's up there with being one of the greatest books that came out, like alongside like Mr. Miracle. I'd say that it's like up there with being
Yeah.
like such a great hit like that, because you
Yeah.
didn't expect Martian Manhunter of all characters to be like such a good book with such a good art style and like such a compelling story that wasn't like about superheroes really. It was just about like weird stuff happening in like a different plane of emotions and whatnot. So
You know
I
what's
thought it was
also
great.
pretty great? My variant cover for
Batman.
Batman number 11.
This
It's got
it,
swords in it.
it's pretty cool. So like the issue opens up with a bunch of these people, and they're like, you were supposed to get Wayne to like go for like the arms race and stuff like that. You're supposed to like get him to do this.
Supposed to get
He's
him
like,
to
yeah.
like invest in military equipment, and they didn't.
He's like, oh, okay, I'll try to like get this other thing to work out. So he goes to meet up with what's her name? Ojo? Is that right?
Yes.
It's something like that. It's the
Yes,
one
Sojo.
ninja lady that he's fought in previous issues, and he's like, we don't need you anymore. And she's like, this is not professional. what the fuck?
And he
Like,
kills
this
her.
is not how we do this.
She kills him.
It's literally like an anime moment too, because I thought she just cut off his tie, but then you see his like body sliding off, cut diagonally. It was so great. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And then like that title card too, where she's got the sword out with the crows like perched on it.
That's like
Super cool.
so good. That's so good.
They're doing really good with like these like making this comic very unique. So then
Very
we see
stylized, yes.
yeah, we see they take that body like the corners do, and they're like they look up. Batman is like swinging around, and we see Penguin is talking to a bunch of guys, and he's like, you know how like we've been doing this for a long time, boys. We've been doing this for like ever and ever. Let's show them how we do it old school style. So I guess they're gonna like.
No, he says
show...
new school.
Does he say?
Yes.
When we go old school. In any others of your hard ass gangsters, want to show him what it means in Gotham when you go old school.
Oh no, he says in the previous issue, he's like, remarkable young man, this Minotaur, new thinking, new ideas, new school. But I guess he's like, well, what if we do it the old way?
Yeah. So we get to see I don't remember her name, the Dr. Zeller, that's what it is.
Yes. And you
like
want to know something really funny? One of the panels has Krang, or you could interpret as one of the mutants in Dark Knight Returns.
That is the mutant. That's why they say meaty mutant.
It looks like Krang because of the visor.
It does look like Krang. It does look like Krang. I won't doubt that.
But it's probably the mutants from Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, and then we get like this huge panel where Bruce is like, I have a complicated relationship with my son's mother, and just like all the like history of like what happened between him and Talia, and like leading up to like Lazarus Planet 2. Just like a bunch of shots of like how he fought Ra's al Ghul, had that adventure with her. She slept with him, slipped something in, and 9 months later, Damien was born. So then we go to funeral, and Jim Gordon is there. They're burying like one of the cops. One of them's like, "No, Harvey, don't you dare!" Like he wasn't maybe the cleanest cop, but he was a good cop. He was a good man. And I think they're saying, Batman shot him, Eddie, not him. So then we cut back, and Jim is like riding through the car, and he's talking about how Vandal has his daughter. So that cuts to like ties to Barbara Gordon Breakout, because it like mentions it in the little editor's note.
Yeah.
I guess when they get to, we follow up with that kid in the one guy that he's interviewing that has like all the information or whatever, who's not like the cleanest reporter, and they arrive at Harvey Bullock's office, and he's like, freeze, and he's like, Harvey, you gotta hide us, man. Savage knows. We got a tape on him, because they have the evidence.
Yeah, they recorded stuff, or the kid did.
Savage like made that evidence up that Batman killed that guy. But we cut over to Batman, and he's like doing some spy work, spying on some people, talking about like Japanese knives and how they can cut through stuff like a tomato, and then all of a sudden,
or cut
Ojo
a tin can. They cut through metal.
Yeah, and then Ojo is behind him, and he's like, "Oh shit!" So they start fighting. There's such a bunch of pages of them fighting against each other.
Yes.
And Batman throws off his cape to like capture the sword, which I think is really cool. I think it's always cool when he uses his cape as like a weapon. So then they're just beating the shit out of each other, and finally he just one-handed chokes her and shocks her. And he's like, and Zeller is protecting her. She's like, who? Like she doesn't know who she is at all. And all of a sudden, like, basically we have an like Batman task force about ready to like shoot at him and her.
And we see Savage like, being like, yeah, fucking like, kill him.
Shoot him. And then he just lets her go, and then he like makes his escape, and it's just awesome. He grabs his cape and then like puts it on midair and glides off. Yes. And then we have this last part where him and
Which
Damien are
surprised
talking.
me.
That Damien is there?
No, you know.
Oh, the
Here,
ending.
let me
Yeah.
fucking recap this because I like Damien. So they're like
Okay, yeah.
they're working on stuff, and Damien's reading the book, and he's like, "Oh, great! I'm reading this book called The Great Gatsby, and it's so trivial." And I'm like, Gossamer, and like the complexities of the Russians or the classic Arabic writings, and then they hear a knock, and they're like, "Oh shit, who the fuck is that?" Or doorbell, like, "Who the fuck is that?" Uh, they bypass all the security programs. And then they see this blonde girl who is part of the Society of the Midnight Key, who is the niece of Alfred. She is their new butler.
It's going to be interesting to see if they accept her or not, because I feel like
Does she
was it
know about Batman?
that would be a good question. But also, I'm wondering, because we're moving away from a lot of things. We moved away from the manor, the old manor. They exploded it, didn't they?
Yeah, but they're in like a new manor or something?
Yeah. So I'm wondering, and I kind of like that they didn't have Alfred for a long time. I'm wondering if this will stick, or if it's like, hey, you're here. We actually don't need like a butler anymore because this is something that like we moved on from. Because I feel like that's what this whole like book has been about, is like moving on from the past
Yes.
with that whole like them exploring the mansion. So having the butler again kind of is like, it feels like they're moving backwards again. But maybe this will be done differently. Like maybe she's not like, she doesn't do the things that Alfred does. So
I think
we'll see.
I think maybe the editor is like, we want a new butler. We miss Alfred. And Fraction's like, no Alfred,
Yeah,
but a
I
new
think
one.
keeping Alfred dead is a fine change. Like I've told you, like they've kept
Yeah.
him dead for a while, and I think
Years.
it actually like gives you a sense of like things are changing in the comic world. So if you
Yes.
picked up a book and you were like, "Where's Alfred?" It's like Alfred's been dead for a while now, and
Right.
Damien is like growing as a person, and like we're actually seeing these characters like grow. So
Yes.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. I do like change.
Yes. Speaking of change, cosmic change, an absolute Green Lantern.
You gotta tell me what happened in this book.
I'll recap the last three, and then we'll go on to news.
Dude.
I
thought you meant like the last three issues of Green Lantern. I was like, holy
No.
shit.
There was an issue of Green Lantern that I actually missed, but no.
Okay.
This issue was
Like,
fine. We know that like the two agents were chasing after like some guy named Double or whatever. The guy who has like the bandage around his like face is like holding this guy up at gunpoint, and he's like, "Oh, I know, like we know you have our questions, or answers to our questions, so don't move. I'll let you go. Just say yes." So okay, say yes, and he says, "Go to hell," and he like chokes him out, and he's like talking to him and like threatening him, and then he pulls out the bandage, and the guy looks at his face, and he disappears.
oh.
So
Oh.
he's dead. But then we see the ex of Mullion, the agent's like talking to Double, and she distracts him, and she just kills him. And she found an ID, and she's infiltrating the office of Double. We cut to them in the Green Lantern ship or whatever. It's the bird guy and Mullion being like, "Oh, you want people to die? I'm gonna make everyone die." Blah blah blah. And then we see like the fucking Black Star, and it's like, "No one's going to escape. Not the Lanterns or the Tomars. We're going to kill all of you." And I guess in the Black Star, there's like some like alien in there who's like, "Oh, where's the Overseer? Wait, the Overseer's dead? which is probably Sinestro. We see that like how Jordan's still the Pink Lantern or the Violet Lantern or whatever, and he's like thinking about a flashback sequence to when so I think some character died, and all of like the main lanterns are like reunited in like Evergreen, and we know this is the past because this was when like Joe Mullion had like the funeral garb on, and talking about like John Stewart talking about philosophy, and like you're talking to Joe Mullion about like, why don't you go to like a big city? And she's like, I'm not doing that shit again. I'm moving here. And they're like, oh, okay, all right. But we cut to how Jordan like making some big like barrier because like the Black Star like shoots a laser at them, and one of the Black Star people's like fighting Howard Jordan, but then he gets like dead. I think, is he dead? He gets stabbed by a hand, but he sees like some, the whole like panels go pink, and he sees some big dude. I think it's one of his exes, Kari Limbo or something, a psychic, and she's like, oh, there's a big black zero. Bad idea number 0.
Oh, what?
And I was like, wait, that's Absolute Martian Manhunter.
Huh.
Remember number 12, bad idea number 0D, things fall apart.
Yeah.
Bad idea number 0 is Darkseid.
Oh.
So they're all like talking about, oh my god, we know Darkseid. There's something black and big, and it's universal, and it's Darkseid, because he's dark colored and he's huge. It's like 6 feet.
He got red eyes.
So Hal Jordan wakes up and he's like, oh my god, I'm alive. But the other Black Star is dead, basically. And they're talking about like, oh, don't you want everyone to die? Isn't that your purpose? And then we see Sinestro in this like giant like yellow like suit, and his face, I haven't read the issue where he turns into this because it was like the 1 week I didn't read my comics that week, but his face is like half computer, half like him, and he's like, oh, there's a black zero and no one escapes it, because he's talking about Darkseid, basically. But Tomar something, Tomar Joe, I think his name is like talking
Tomar 2?
Tomar something. I think Joe was
Tomar Ray?
Yeah. No, it's not Tomar Ray. Is it Tomar Ray?
It has to be Tomar Ray.
Because I know he calls Joe Tomar Joe, so that's Joe Mullion. But the bird guy is like,
That's Tomar Ray.
I was gonna use everyone as bullets and they're gonna all die. And Joe was like, wait, everyone is bullets? What if everyone was a weapon? And she like grabs everyone together, and then we see someone else who died, and they talk to Joe, and she's like, I know who you are. And he's like, oh yeah, aren't you like Jessica something? Jessica Cruz. You wouldn't know me. I was always alone. That's why I think I'm on Mogo's side. So she's evil.
Oh.
And it's like Jessica Cruz, but like scary face with black hair. And so she's turning into like the Black Star or something.
Oh shit.
That is so wild. The thing that got me the most was bad idea number 0. I was like, wait,
yeah,
that's Martian Manhunter. What the fuck?
That's gonna be interesting to see how that turns out, or if they're gonna connect them somehow.
These people are so going to die. They're dead, man. Issue 2. So this issue was very strange. it deals a lot of like karma stuff. Like there's even like a explanation about like the reincarnation cycle that like the Hindu religion believes. And Deadman wants to find out who the fuck this like demon guy is that ate off the head of that like dead biker guy. So what he does is he possesses like Batman, cause they had he wants to possess Batman so that he can find this villain named the Bibliophile. Now the Bibliophile, his deal is he's a D-list villain. He wanted to steal this like this book, like a book of the dead, basically. And Batman, with the help of Deadman, who talked to him through a 4-track tape recorder, stops him. So he's like, well, I need to find him again, and I know Batman is like the guy. But he's also Plastic Man, and Plastic Man's like, oh yeah, I was Batman. I was infiltrating some place, and I was a lamp for 4 months. Because they were tracking down, they're tracking down, like, some Lazarus cult who's using, like, little bottles of, like, the Lazarus pit to, like, resurrect people, and, like, who they were trying to resurrect, basically. But Deadman tries to infiltrate Batman's mind. But then he finds out, oh yeah, he was studying with the Nanda Parbat monks, and his mind is on lockdown, and like he tries to infiltrate his mind, but like, oh, there are bats again in the way, or there's like weird looking Batman that like punched him in the face, and he can't possess him. So he's like, okay, who's the next guy I can possess? And so he possesses Plastic Man. And he's like, okay, I'm on a mission that's so sacred. Okay, fine. And Batman's like, what the fuck you going, Plastic Man? So we cut to a library. There's like this girl who has an arrangement with the librarian, like stay after hours to study. It's like at the Gotham University library. And we see the main villain, the guy who eats like the bodies and has like the demon maids or whatever. And she's reading the Egyptian Book of the Dead. And the guy's like, oh, you know, for people like you, there's no afterlife. But how you get there is you know God. And God taught me how to never have a funeral. So you don't have to worry about studying. Because dead kids don't have GPAs. And he kills her.
Fuck.
So Plastic Man, possessed by Deadman, goes into the Blackgate to meet with Bibliophile, and he talks to him. He's like, okay, who is this demon that I need to track down? He's like, oh, that's page 143, the Anti-Krishna, or otherwise a siphon. It has 4 horrible arms, each terminating at the mangled claw of a sharp talon. On its back, feathery wings like those of the angels, and the angels that very well could be. So he's like explaining this guy is, but then we see there was like this prisoner who like could grow flowers. He had like an antidepressant that he ate, and it made him big, and he starts rampaging Blackgate. And Plastic Man dies. He gets stabbed, and he's like, oh shit, his soul is gonna come out of his body, I gotta save him. But then Batman shows up, and he's like, oh, I can handle these, dead man. And he has like goggles. Like, wait, you could see? And he's like, yeah. Wayne doesn't know how to inspect your headset for almost a decade. Figured it better than a 4-track. So he can see Deadman, and Batman's like fighting the flower guy, but one of the guards died, and his soul is stuck. So it's like pull him out. And he's like, okay, go listen to that voice in your head. Bye. And he's like, okay. I need to save this guy from dying, Plastic Man. So I call upon you to save this soul. But then Batman defeats the flower guy, and they're like, oh, you can kiss your parole goodbye. And the guy's like, oh, the medicine spoke of me of a garden, and I want to be a garden. And so it gets taken away.
What the fuck?
And the bibliophile is like, oh, yeah, as I was saying earlier, these warrior of darkness are birthed at the spins of samsara on the far outskirts where the morning star shines in darkness. He's like, morning star? Oh, no. And it cuts to this facility with like a bright star in the middle. So he has to infiltrate that area. But then he leaves, and he is met with Ramakrishna, who's like some Hindu goddess or something. And she's like, okay, ready yourself for the journey to the underworld. So he's going to hell next issue, I guess.
That sounds very interesting. Speaking of a dead man, Danny is messaging me right now, and funnily enough, it is about comic books.
What does he say?
He's talking about a comic. He literally messaged me. He's like, currently reading a crazy comic right now. And it's called Prophet, and he said that it started out as like a Rob Liefeld creation, and then it changed to like something entirely different. It looks like it's like an anthology
Prophet,
sci-fi comic.
not priest.
No. I think we might have to have Danny on to explain this at some point on the podcast. I'd be so down to have him on to explain it. We can have special guest Danny on here.
He needs to get the Zets belt.
He does. But I thought that was an interesting thing.
But speaking of Kamen Rider Tokusatsu coded stuff, Radiant Black. So when
number 43.
So I have this subscribed at my local comic shop, and they apparently mistakenly ordered both the A and B covers, and so I got to choose between A and B, and I got this one. It's really cool. It's Marshall was Radiant Black. So this issue, this is the last issue we will cover for today, deals with Nathan and his.
We actually have one more thing after this.
We do?
It's another. Keep going.
Oh shit! It's that thing. Okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it takes place in the aftermath of the Catalyst War, and like he's looking at 001's dead body. And he picks up this ring or this like wristband thing. So he goes home. And he moves to like this house in Los Angeles. So he's like, yeah, well, I have a bed and a desk, and I can take care of myself. Okay, but I'm back. Okay, bye, Mom, love you. So he puts like the ring or the wristband down. He's at a coffee shop, and one of his like ex sort of like, oh yeah, there's this like project that I think you'd be perfect for. You should like comic books, right? And he goes to sit with this producer guy who's like, oh yeah, we're making something, we're adapting this Ordinary Gods, but we think it's gonna be a franchise, and we think you're the perfect guy for it. And it's not nerdy, but it's like James Bond globe hopping, but not problematic. It's also very Chinese. And we don't want to upset the Chinese people, do we?
That part made me laugh so much. I was like, oh my god, that's so true.
And he's like, what do you think? You up for some WGA health insurance? You know, Writers Guild of America health insurance. And so it cuts like him writing the script, but also him like doing a social life and partying, but him still writing, and him learning the news about like, oh yeah, there's like a war going on in Chicago, bunch of like robots and shit. And he's like reading the book, The Ordinary Gods. It's an actual book, by the way. And then he sees some crime going on in his house, and it's of Radiant Tech. But he goes like this huge party, bunch of rich people, and he sees it was a very early issue of like some guy who was a crypto bro made an NFT of like, I'm going to kill Radiant Black. And he's like, oh shit, it's this guy. And he's like, oh yeah, it's me. And he's like, oh yeah, you're Nathan. Have we met? And I guess he knows that he's Radiant Black.
I think he explains it to him later on. Like, he's like, oh, yeah, it was me. Like, I was Radiant Black at one point.
And he's like, oh, yeah, we gotta go so much, we gotta go vertical on this. And I'm like, what the fuck is vertical? What does that mean?
I think it's just slang in this universe.
But he's like, yeah, what are you doing here? I thought you had stuff in Chicago. You were Radiant Black. And he's like, I just wanted this more, I guess. So he's like working out, and he's like, oh, there's a little article for Marshall, and he's like, he's about to send Radiant Black, but he's like, nah. But he's having like writer's block. He's like really like writing this out, but he's like, he doesn't know what to do. The producer's like, oh yeah, there's not really any change to this. He just becomes a god and accepts it. There needs to be like, there's got to be something to him. And he's like, yeah, I guess more emotional honesty. And he gets a call from Marshall, and he's like, decline. And he listens to voicemail later, and he's like, okay, Nathan, don't open email, don't do anything. I guess the voicemail, oh, it's Marshall's mom. Or, no, it's your mom, Nathan. No, everything's fine, and we're all good. And he's watching the news, and he's like, oh, Chicago's being engulfed in chaos, and there's like Radiance events in Chicago, and he like picks up his wristband, and he's like looking at like some shorts of like Circle Guy fights this robot. And he's thinking to himself, and he goes to his contacts, and he calls Marshall, and he's like, "Hey, what's up? Yeah, is everything okay? Yeah, my mom called me, said something was going on. Okay, well, bye." And he like hangs up, and he looks outside, and there's like police cars, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they're like, "Sir, get back to your house now. Situation under control." And he's like, okay, I'm gonna be the shift or 001 now. So there's this guy who has like a bunch of like, he has like mechanical arms and legs, and he's robbing a bank. And 001's like, why is the first thing everybody knows superpowers always rob a bank? So he stops him like immediately, and he picks up this like big old white battery, and he's like, what the hell is this? So he goes into a storage unit thing, and he's like, yeah, I know, you know who I am, don't shoot me, can we skip that part? I just need information. He shoots him. He's like, okay, fine. Puts him up to a wall, and he's like, okay, where do they manufacture this? And it cuts to him like being 001, like slashing with a sword, and him talking with the guys like, okay, you need more steak? Sure, okay. And he talks with the NFT guy, and he's like, okay, hypothetically, if we want to change up how this works, can you help me with that? And he just goes, oh, baby! And he's like, yeah, alright, your script, you need the end of the month. Okay, yeah, I'll get it to you, just give me some time. And it cuts to him, like, reverse engineering this wristband, and he's like, he gets his powers like fully, and he gets a call from Bruce. He's like, we need the script, man, where is it? He's like, okay, I swear it's close, it's the only thing on my plate. And he finds all the batteries from Dynatech, so he goes home, and the guys, and there's this girl who's kind of like crying a little bit. And he's like, oh, it was a tough day. You doing good? And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm doing good. LAX? What are we doing in LA? And he's like, oh, it's a good question. Looking for something, I guess? Well, did you find it? Yeah, I think I did.
Now he's gonna be a hero again.
Yeah!
Let's go. He's gonna fight with Marshall. It's gonna be awesome. Side by side.
Yes. But what the fuck is Ordinary Gods? It's like a image thing? I should read it. It looks very interesting.
So. Yeah. So.
But that was
talking about tokusatsu stuff, right?
Yes.
And you thought we were done. You thought we were done talking about
No.
that. But we're not. We have Power Rangers Unlimited issue 1, which I sent you the cover of, by the way. So
oh, I was gonna switch it up. Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Did this come out like Wednesday?
This came out. Yes, this came out like this Wednesday.
And you didn't tell me you read it?
I just read it. I had forgotten it came out, and I think I messaged you about it. I said I think I need to read. Yeah, I said I need to read Power Rangers Unlimited, and I just forgot to put it on the docket. I was like, oh yeah, we still
It's
need to
got
have
the
talk
Yellow
about that.
Ranger, and she's like a
Yes, this
cheetah.
is the OG Yellow Ranger. This is Trini. So, um, you know, the woman who died who played her.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a scenario where it is a version of Trini where she never died, and she never got to like raise her kid or anything. There's like a whole bunch of flashbacks to that, like not flashbacks, but like mentions of it. Like she's like, I gave up like this to be here to fight. We see in the first page Lord Zed is here, and he's back, and
Hell
he's got
yeah.
like the putties and like the crow enemies from like the movie. Trini is like, I can do this alone. Don't send in help. We see a voice talking to her. We just know them as the operator, and she's just fighting all of these enemies at first as her human form, and then she gets some backup, like a bunch of Blue Rangers. We see the Lost Galaxy Blue Ranger. We see the
Hell
Ninja
yeah.
Storm Blue Ranger. We see Lightspeed
And
Ranger helping
this
her
is like the
out.
TV show continuity, not like a comic continuity,
Yes.
right?
Um, this is like a mix of like everything, I assume,
Interesting.
because they are actually on a another version of Terra Venture from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. It's called the Terra Venture 2, and it's like this biodome city out in space, and there's like six other biodomes like circulating it, and there's like a center one for the city. So in each one of them, there's actually like different places. Like for one of them, I think it is the home like world of the Ninja Rangers, like uh not the Ninja Rangers, the alien Ninja Rangers, I should specify.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're in there. And Trini is just like very insistently being like, I can do this by myself. And we get to see her morph, and she has a different suit on, which you can see on this cover. It is the Striking Tiger Ranger. So she's not just the normal Yellow Ranger from before, and she's not um like her ultimate like Ranger form either. Because there was like another version that they had in the comics where they explained why Trini went off to like the summit meetings with Jason and Zach, and they all became like different Rangers, like better versions of like the Rangers they originally were, like red, black, and yellow. But this is a whole different like Trini, I guess. So
Interesting.
she's fighting. She's like going through the forces of all these different monsters, trying to get where she needs to go. She gets more help from different Power Rangers. Like this whole series is about like all the Rangers coming together and fighting against different monsters throughout the universes, and like
It's a
all of them are
multiverse
from.
adventure story.
It is. It's really cool. We get to see Zeo Rangers. We get to see the Red Alien Ranger. We get to see Wild Force Black Ranger. The art in this is great. Alessio, was
Do we see
the
any
name of this person?
RPM?
I'm sure we do. Alessio Zono is the person who did the cover and the interior art. So whatever you're seeing on the cover, you're seeing on the inside, which is great because this art is just phenomenal. Trini is
I
just
hope
being
we
the
see
shit.
RPM representation because I like RPM. It's my favorite.
We see more Dino Thunder. We see Mega Force. We see Lost Galaxy, helping her out. We see one of the Mystic Force Rangers, another Lost Galaxy, and then she finally gets to Zed, and she's like, "All right, I'm gonna need like all the help I can get." So she calls in all the Wild Force Ranger, or not Wild Force, Jungle Fury. So we see all the Jungle
The
Fury team,
pizza
even like
guys.
yes, even like the extra rangers, like the masters, are there helping her out.
Nice.
It's awesome. It's super cool. It's a big spread page of all of them being the shit out of like the lackeys, and she's just like fighting one on one with Zed and like destroys his visor, and she's just like, "You were like always so predictable. I could always beat the shit out of you in any universe."
Hmm.
So they beat Zed. There's this awesome like shot of her doing like this cool handshake with the Jungle Fury Red. Um, we see that there's these like robots in the future that kind of look like Alpha, but they're like sentries to like help calm people down. It's really
Oh.
interesting. So then we cut to Zed retreating, and we go on to like this Power Rangers in space looking ship, but the
Okay.
front of it has a different visor thing for it. It looks like a Turbo Ranger ship, and it's all dark and destroyed looking, and we see like a figure. Like we don't get to see the front of them, but they're like, Zed, you are useless. You did not help in like this at all, and we're done with you. And just zaps Zed away. We also see a screen that has a screenshot, like it's redrawn, but it's a screen of like when Trini died in the special Once and Always a Ranger. So they know about this altered history of Trini, and then this person picks up like Zed's staff and crushes it, and they say, you ultimately settled for the moon, Zed. Me, I'm going full throttle until I run reality itself. So full throttle makes me think that this is a Turbo Ranger, and a lot of people are thinking that this is the blue Turbo Ranger.
Oh
The
shit!
one,
But like grown up?
yeah, because they left him in the series. They left him on Earth. Like they came back and had an adventure in Power Rangers in space. But in this version, I think he's going to be like, I want revenge. The fact that they left me behind and like my Earth got destroyed or something. So then we cut back to Trini. She finally gets to like an apartment area and she's just like exhausted. There's this like great expression she has on her face where it's just like, I'm done. She's talking to the operator, and we're getting a reveal of who this is, and he's just like, you should have listened to me, you should have called in for help and stuff like that. And she's just like, yeah, but like you gotta let me like do things on my own, I'm still getting used to this. And she says, so is there, another me, one who gets to be here for her daughter? And she's like, Trini, we agreed, I know what we agreed to, but after everything, how can you not tell me as a friend, not the operator? Are you even still human? And we see there is an old Billy attached to a bunch of technology and everything. So
Huh?
he's become this thing called the operator. He's like in an old Ranger's uniform. So
But is this comic Billy or TV show Billy?
I'm sure this isn't an alternate future version of Billy,
As
because we see like his Ranger helmet and his size in like this little tube behind him, and he's got like a bunch of these little orbs around him, like kind of like Mr. Terrific has, that have like Power Ranger symbols on them. So I assume that this is a dark future Billy who gave up his Ranger like situation to help out with the multiverse. So we have yet to see what's going to happen. The next cover though is going to come out like the next issue is going to come out in August, and it looks like it has something to do with like a dark Psycho Ranger. It's
oh.
really cool looking. But I'm excited to see what happens. This issue was just a lot of fun, a lot of cool action moments. I can't wait to see who this evil ranger is. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised and it's not an alternate version of anybody. But it definitely feels like there is heavy hints that it is a previous ranger.
Yes.
And that covers up everything for comics this
Let's
week.
get through the other topics quickly because I need to go pretty soon for a collab.
Yes.
New comic reveals.
The only thing of note, it really is that Universal Monsters is getting another title, which is Bride of Frankenstein. We're gonna get an adaptation of that, which is cool.
Yes, and
We
there's
currently
also
have Curse of the Wolfman going on right now.
there's also
by Jeffrey
a
Williamson.
new Infinity comic called Realm Guard or something.
Yeah, I was showing you that. It's like a new Marvel comic that has something to do with
It's an
like,
Infinity
more
comic,
magic. Yeah. It still looks interesting. The art style looks kind of cool. Maybe I'll check it out.
It does seem like got a lot more animated news because we got
we do,
announcement
because
of
last week.
Absolute Batman is getting an animated series, which I don't know how they're gonna do that because
CGI is what they said. They're going to do it.
no, I'm not talking about like the animated, which CGI that's kind of disappointing.
We'll see. It might look good.
I'm thinking like, how are they gonna do this without adapting the other Absolute
Yes,
books?
you
Because
pointed
one of
out a
the
good point
major
on that.
plot points of Absolute Batman is he crosses over with Absolute Wonder Woman to give Killer Croc like a magical necklace to revert him back to his human form? Or are they just going to write that away and be like Batman got it from an adventure he had like Solo? Are they actually just gonna have Absolute Wonder Woman in there as brief cameo and just not really elaborate on it? We don't really know. I'm very skeptical on it because, like, yeah, Absolute Batman, biggest fucking thing in DC right now, besides like the DCU James Gunn movies. But I think that making an animated series this early on may be a bad idea. But we'll have to see.
Let's say this because it's not going to happen right away. This series is going to probably take 2 to 3 years to adapt, like get made. Anyway, they're just like saying that it's going to be happening. Like we're not
Sure.
immediately getting it because this is kind of like a situation of like when a manga gets picked up to be animated, right? Like, and you still haven't finished the manga.
It's
sure
not
that
it's that we don't have too much source material.
Yeah,
really,
exactly. And I hope that this like the situation is they're going to wait a bit and then start adapting it because we only have 2 years of content, so it would be a lot to be like.
I am wondering if this is DC going the way of manga and anime adaptations. Remember, Jim Lee was like, we wanted to kind of emulate more of what manga and anime's like relationship has for comics. So maybe they'll like have one-to-one adaptations of their comics in animated form, and that could get people to read the actual comics. And what's the easiest DC comic to read that doesn't have much, not any, but much continuity issues? The Absolute Universe. The only thing we know about the Absolute Universe is that Darkseid created it because he died.
Yes.
That's it. So
yes,
we could potentially see them making. I'm hoping this will lead into more adaptations of the Absolute comics. I'd love to see. Really cool. I would love to see Absolute Wonder Woman get this treatment as well because I love Absolute Wonder Woman.
We really do need an Absolute Wonder Woman. Like,
I think Absolute Flash could be really good too, especially given the art style is very anime.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think if they only do Absolute Batman, I think that is a very big misfire. But if they use this as like a test bed for future adaptations of the Absolute books, and that could do what anime does to manga, where it's, oh, this season just wrapped up, but I need more of this. I'm going to read the source material, the manga, or in this case, the comics, which is the Absolute comics. That could actually be really good. Because that could get more people not just reading Absolute Batman, but if they adapt Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Superman, Absolute Martian Manhunter, Absolute Green Lantern, Absolute Green Arrow, that could be really interesting. So if they adapt more, if they use the test to be like, okay, let's see if this succeeds, and if it does, if the next thing they announce is Absolute Wonder Woman adaptation, we're in good hands.
That would be so cool.
Because that's logically the next step.
Yeah, Superman and Wonder Woman. Like, I'd love to see the Trinity like adapted, and then they do like the next set where it's like, oh, okay, we're gonna do Green Lantern, we're gonna do Martian Manhunter and Flash, and then Catwoman, and how they've been doing it. Like, start slowly animating them, but we'll see. It has yet to be made into the full thing. So
we also have X-97 season 2 debuting.
Season 2, yes, I don't watch it.
I don't watch X-97, but I've heard the first season's really good.
It's really good. We should watch it together sometime.
My Adventures with Green Lantern. I'm not a fan of my Adventures with Superman. I'm not really a fan of any of that, but I'm wanting to see what Green Lantern looks like and like see if it does decently.
I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Because it's not. Is it Jessica Cruz or is Joel Mullion?
It's Jessica Cruz.
Yeah. Okay.
We have a anime that they're gonna be making called Joker Laugh Riot, where it's like the premise is Batman dies and then Joker doesn't like know what to do. Which I'm going to stop right now and say we need to stop doing the story of Batman dies and then this happens, because that has happened more times in the last few years. It's now the new. It is now the new Superman goes evil. It's literally like Batman is old. He kills somebody or he dies. Because it happened in Gotham Knights, the CW show, happened in the Batwoman show, it happened in Titans, I think,
Fuck
and now it's happening
Batman.
here. It's literally just like, what is the problem? Like, why do they want to kill off Batman so much? So that's annoying. I probably won't see that. I might give it a shot and be like, what is this? And
Yeah.
then that'll be it.
There's also a
Still need to finish.
Starfire animated series. Don't really know what that's about
Yeah.
though.
I was telling you, it is by the same people who did the animated shorts of Amethyst during the DC Nation era of Cartoon Network.
Huh.
So I'm excited for it. I've seen those shorts. I'll send those to you later because you could. I think you could literally find them on YouTube. There's only 2 of them, but
Two.
they're just beautifully animated. I can't wait to see where that goes. I didn't remember to put it on here, but Crypto is getting a show. Another show, by the way. This is the second time Crypto's ever had a show. But I'm more excited about it because C.H. Greenblatt is doing it. The guy who made Chowder. So I'm fucking excited for that. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be really funny.
Wait,
I think that's
Chowder?
all
Like the
Chowder.
the animated series? Like Cartoon
Yeah.
Network? Well,
Yeah.
you take the moon and you take the sun.
Oh my goodness.
You take everything that seems like fun. You stir it all up, and when you're done, rada 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 rada.
Rada. It's gonna be amazing. He did a good job with Jellystone. Jellystone was really funny too, where it just had like a bunch of boomerang characters, like the old Cartoon Network characters in a town, like having adventures. So it's gonna be a good time. But I have a review of Supergirl.
I think we should wait until I see Supergirl.
Do you?
Yes.
Want to wait on the review of Supergirl?
I will
we can
wait.
wait. Okay, I'll
Let's
wait
say
on my
that for
review
next
of
week.
Supergirl.
I do want to hear your thoughts on the Alan Scott Green Lantern and Supergirl thing.
Okay. So I want to say, I had a few years back, I had heard people have thoughts on the Alan Scott Green Lantern book, and they were like, "Ugh, why is this book just about him being gay, and why is it just about that?" I'm like, that's not just what this book is about. Yes, it is like a heavy part of his character, and I think that is very interesting. And I like that they retcon him to be gay because originally it was only the fact that in Earth 2 New 52 Alan Scott was gay, but they were like, hey, why don't we just add that to like the OG original like Earth Alan Scott. So
Earth Prime.
this
Yes.
story is about an old flame of Alan Scott's, which it'll be funny when it like reveal who this guy is and how his powers came to be. But it is about Jimmy Ladd, or Johnny Ladd is his name, and Johnny Ladd
What a
was
lad.
this guy that it was this guy he met in the like the Army, the Navy. They were doing like this secret project where they were trying to get this thing called the Crimson Flame. The U.S. wanted to harness its power so they could win the war of World War II. Because this story takes place in the 1930s and 1940s. It is all being told by Alan to this mysterious figure. We don't know who the mysterious figure is until the end of the book, but it touches upon the fact of like how he became the Green Lantern, and it actually hooks into the fact of him being gay, like the fact of like how he got his powers. Because he, when he was like escaping from the army, what happened is like during this whole situation of him and his boyfriend trying to capture the Crimson Flame, his boyfriend got taken by it and died. So then after that happened, the officers on the ship figured out that he was gay, and they were like, hey, like, we're not going to do anything to you, but you better put yourself in a mental institute. So in the book, we see him go through that, and it is
That's awful.
Yeah, it's very bad because they do shock therapy, and he has a roommate that is trans or is into drag. Her name is Billy, and it's really sad because there's a part where Billy is giving Alan a gift, and it is a Green Lantern. It is where he gets the lantern from.
Oh.
It's how he gets it, and she's just talking about how like you were the kindest person to me here. Like you've shown me like warmth. Like it's not anything like sexual, and I think that's like good because it's just like you're somebody who accepts me for who I am because you use my pronouns and like you look out for me. So then after that happens, they take her away and they lobotomize her.
Ah!
Yeah, and she is not the same anymore. And Alan is just like, "What did you do to her?" And they just keep going like, "I think you mean Mr. Billy," and stuff like that, like so rudely saying this
What
stuff
the
and
fuck?
throwing out wigs and stuff. And like all this time, he's writing in a journal too, and this guy takes the book out of his hand, starts reading it. He's like, "Oh, this is more than enough evidence to like commit you here because you were self-committed. Now we're just gonna commit you because you can't leave now." So they take him in, they start shocking him, and it's terrible. He makes a prison break with a bunch of people though. It's not a prison break; they're actually in Arkham Asylum. I forgot to mention that.
Oh shit.
So Arkham Asylum was
So
used
this is
to like
pre-Batman.
yes, because a lot of people don't know this, but Alan Scott actually used to like operate in Gotham.
Interesting.
He was a superhero there for a bit. But then they all escape the asylum. They go on the trains. He meets this guy. He kind of looks like Johnny, and him. They are like hooking up and stuff like that. And it's been years. He's been on like the railways because he's also an engineer.
Right.
Alan is, so he knows how like things work, and that's how he was able to capture the flame for a little bit until it like escaped. So all of a sudden, these competitors for the railways blow up the tracks, and the train just like falls, and 42 people die, including
Ah!
Alan. Alan is dead.
Oh, he's
That's what it
dead.
seems. But the Green Lantern brings him back to life and gives him his powers.
Oh.
So the green flame is what it's called. Like rebirths him, gives him his powers, and he's like the one person that like lived through that experience. And what's happening through this book is like in the setting of where it takes place after the army, people are being killed, and he realizes it's people that he's dated before. People that he has
Oh.
been really close keep dying, and it's revealed that there is a red lantern that is killing them. And
I
it is revealed
see.
that it is his ex, Johnny Ladd, who is killing them. And it's also revealed that Johnny was a Russian spy the whole time.
Huh.
And he used Alan's like affection for him. He's like, I knew that you would just like, ever since I saw you, I knew that you would like let me in. Like you were just that easy because you were so trusting and all this. And he's like, my real name is actually Vladimir. And he has like this whole story about how he went through like the worst shit in like the Soviet Union, and he like ran away from home because his dad was drunk. And when he was in the army, um, the way to get up in rankings is that he slept with like other male officers.
Huh.
So what happened was is he got to a point to where he got on this mission which was about the Crimson Flame, which he had like heard about when he was a young child from his mother. So he uh he sleeps with Alan. He like what's the word I'm looking for? It's not take advantage. What is the word I'm looking for? He gets in bed with him and basically like wraps himself around his finger to the point to where he can get Alan to do what he wants.
Manipulates?
Yeah, he manipulates him with how he feels about him. And like Johnny makes it out to be like he's the one who really wants to be in the relationship, but it's really like Alan who does, and like they have to be secret about it and whatnot.
Huh.
But then like it's so sad. Like there's a point where he's like, "Oh, you kept this ring. Why'd you keep this ring?" And all this is so stupid. And he's like, "I'm not like you. I have a wife now." And there's just this great part where he's like, "Does your wife know?" And she's like, "Then I'm what? A spy." That's what he says. And then he tells him, he's like, "None of that like ever mattered to me." there's this great part where they're like back to back, because he like put Alan in this bubble. And he's like, "Do you remember this house that we like used to stay at, like this lake house?" He's like, "I bought it because it reminded me of you." And it's just like it's so sad. Like he is denying it so hard that he's actually gay. Vlad is,
Huh.
and
Interesting.
like it's just a very sad story between them. And Alan's like kind of getting under his skin, and then he just takes the red lantern and starts like powering off of that. And he's like, "You're not supposed to use that. That's only compatible with me." He starts fighting him, um, and there's just like a huge fight between them. There's a point where Alan like it looks like he dies again. He gets a recharge from the lantern, and it explains that his powers actually come from the Guardians in a way. So
I thought stars came
you
from the
had
green.
so no, the green is like that is more like Swamp Thing
Yeah,
stuff.
I thought it was tied to Swamp Thing.
So I think that's only on Earth 2,
Okay.
probably. And I think that's maybe where I got that mixed up in that thought as well. But they explain that the Guardians took like all the ancient like space magic, put it into a star, and that's
Okay.
where his powers come from. Like it was like a meteorite shot off from the star, and what also came off from like the debris of the star was like the rage, the crimson flames. So the crimson flames and the green flame all come from like the same star. And he also explains that like there's the spectrum powers, like there's
Sure.
fear and love and hate. So like all of those are still in line with like the Green Lantern lore,
Sure.
which makes it make sense. So he goes to fight Johnny again, and then he realizes like we might have like a bigger problem on our hand. And there's like a bunch of other Red Lanterns there that are like Soviet members there to beat the shit out of the Red Lantern and the Green Lantern. So they fight them. Throughout the book, there is a character, I think it's J. Edgar Hoover, the president, who is like, "I'm going to blackmail Alan to work with the Justice Society, or else I'm going to like out him as gay." So throughout the book, he's like denying when to work with the JSA, and at the end of this issue, the JSA is like, "Hey, we've got your back, like no matter what." So they end up fighting these guys, and um, what happens is Johnny ends up like killing them all, and he's like, "Why did you do that? You could have been like the good guy." He's like, "No, I'm the villain." Like he's basically like stuck in this role because of the Crimson Flame. The Crimson Flame is like making him evil, and he can't stop it. Like he his whole entire life he's played the villain,
Sure.
and he's just like leaning into that role. So he takes him in, and Johnny is like stuck in confinement, and he realizes he doesn't even need a ring to make the Crimson Flame. So he is alluded to it. He escapes. Um, Alan also realizes like he has more powers than he thought, because he thought he could just like shoot lasers and go through walls,
Yeah.
but he has the power to do like so much more. They talk about like time travel and stuff like that, and it reveals in this story that he was talking to his son the whole entire time.
Oh
And he's like,
shit.
he explains like, "Why was I with your mother? Because I didn't know I was gay even till like now." He's like, "For a long time I thought I was fluid. I thought, you know, that I liked women the whole entire time." He's like, "No, I had to like for a long time I was like on this journey of figuring out who I was." He's like, "Even still though, I wouldn't change how things happen because I love you and your sister." And he gives his son a hug, and it's just like, and at the end of the book it talks about how he did use the powers of time travel to go back and see his kids grow up, and he's just like, and that's what's not going to make you like change what happened, because you get to see your kids become like these great people, and they get to become uh like you get to make the world that they live in a better place. And it's just it's such a good book because it talks about how he's loved by the people around him, because the JSA also like there is an issue between him and the Spectre, and the Spectre is like what you're doing is not a sin. Like, Alan also has like these points where he's like, I'm a I'm a deviant. Like, people see me as this because in the 1940s you're not supposed to be gay. So he's talking about, he's like, God sees me as a sinner, and he's like, Alan, you are just as much a sinner as like anybody else. Like, the people that are worse than you are the people that kill you, like kill gay people and trans people. So it's just like a nice moment between him and the Spectre, and the Spectre like actually gives him a hug too, and I'm just like, what the
Oh,
hell?
that's
It's
nice.
like so heartfelt between these two, and it's just a really good book. Like, I think that it just defines like who this character is. Like, he's just somebody who wants to be loved, be who he is. At the end, he gets to be, and he realizes he has a lot of people that care about him. So it was a really good book. One of my favorite books I've read this year, and I highly recommend. If anybody wants to read it, you should, because it's a great Pride Month read. It's a great read in general. So
Cool.
yeah,
All right,
big recommendation.
let's wrap this up with that Supergirl World book very quickly.
Yes, this one's like more of a. It's easier to recap what happened in it. So this book is filled with a bunch of artists and writers throughout the world who get to tell different stories about Supergirl. It's an amazing book. I highly recommend, if you are interested in different art styles, different storytellings, please go read this book. It's just so much fun. There's a lot of cute stories of like Supergirl just like being in a different place and trying to find out who she is, or helping out new friends. Like, there's a great story where she's in like Mexico and she fights like these Aztec monsters. There's a great story which is an excerpt, I think, from the Superman versus Meshi book, where her and Clark go and try to get like Japanese snacks, and it's really funny. There's a great story
Probably.
about her.
I love Superman versus Meshi. That's a good
It
one.
was fun. There's a French story where she goes to find this alien that escaped, and she helps him out. There's just a lot of good stories in that book, and it's very heartfelt. Gets who Kara is, and it's just like really cool seeing different art styles between the different countries, and just seeing how everybody has a different interpretation of how she looks or how she operates, and I'm just like, this is so fun. Sadly, Sophie Campbell wasn't involved with this book because she's doing the mainline book, but still, I think this is a really good read. Please go pick this up because it's just a lot of fun. It's not something you have to think too hard about. There is one chapter where I had to reread it a few times because it was very specific about what happened in it. So,
Oh, speaking
those are two
of
books.
picking up books, let's look what we're gonna tackle next week.
Hell yeah.
On Marvel's
What is
End, we have like two things.
Really?
I have Jeff the Land Shark and Fantastic Four First Foe Shala Ball. The stuff I'm not getting is Daredevil, Uncanny X-Men, Wolverine,
I'm
Black
gonna read
Cat,
Daredevil.
Sorcerer Supreme, Shadow of Maul. I'm surprised not reading the fucking X-Men 97 comics.
I'm more just watching the show. I don't want to like. I don't need to read a tie-in thing for it.
And we also have Marvel's favorite newest industry plant, Symbi.
Yeah. Is it the first issue of Symbi?
Yes.
Uh,
On the DC front, we have a lot more
Oh my
interesting
gosh, I'm so
shit.
excited.
We have Absolute Batman and Absolute Catwoman. I'm reading Barbara Gordon Breakout, Green Lantern Corps number 18, and I will be trying out the Clayface Celebrity Dirt series. It's a 6-issue mini. I might as well give it a try. The art looks really fucking good. And then
Hell
you're
yeah.
reading Bleeding Hearts and Supergirl.
And Firestorm.
Oh yeah, you're reading for your Firestorm.
Firestorm's been pretty good. It's been a nice surprise about how interesting that book has been.
Yes. And then
And
for
we have
Image, we got Exquisite Corpses Rascal Randy.
I'm so excited for it.
That's gonna be so good. I hope we get to have news of season 2 of
Exquisite Corpses.
Exquisite Corpses,
Probably
yes.
once these mini-series have ended. He's working on a lot of books. James Tynion the Fourth is, like, I'm like, it just blows my mind. He's working on like, what's killing the children, or something is killing the children. He's working on House of Slaughter, like a bunch of other books.
He's not the one who's writing The House by the Sea, right? Different guy.
He is the
Oh,
house
he's
by the Knight's House by the Lake.
he's
what
reading.
it
He's
is.
writing so many things.
It's just a lot of books, and I'm just like, how does he do
He's
it?
the Dan Mora of writers.
Kind of. I mean, just for like horror though.
Yes. But that'll be all for today. We will see
yeah.
you all next week when we talk about how much of an industry plant Simbi is and not read his book.
Oh yeah.
We'll see you all later. Bye.
Goodbye.